Greetings and welcome back to the Hypnorth Natural Birthing Podcast. My name is James T. Griffin,
My name is Santha.
and today in episode 6 of the Hypnorth Natural Birthing Podcast, we're going to be touching upon nutrition. So, nutrition doesn't necessarily play a direct role in having a pain-free, relaxed childbirthing experience. However, it does play a direct role in the quality of your pregnancy and the quality of your life postpartum as well. And Santha is going to be sharing some information about something that she consumed during one of her pregnancies and how it had a favorable effect on the birth of her son. And she's going to explain a little bit more about that and also the birth of her daughter. So without further ado, Santha, please share with us your experience.
Thank you, James. So when I was pregnant with my son, Sebastian, in fact, even before I was pregnant with my son, Sebastian, I had started taking this liquid supplement called Intra, and this is what it looks like since I was in my 20s, and my entire family, my parents, brother, sister, all took it, and it's made in Canada, made in Richmond Hill, I believe, or Vaughan in Canada.
Yeah, just north of
And
Toronto.
it's it's a liquid that has 23 botanical extracts, herbs such as ginger root powder, astragalus, aloe vera leaf extract, alfalfa,
Dandelion.
Greek, yeah, dandelion powder, and a whole bunch of really good stuff,
Yes.
which always made my skin look really good, and I guess locked in my age. A lot of people say that you never aged a day, you still look like you were when you were in university, because I started to take this soon after, probably while I was still in university or soon after I graduated from
Yes.
university. Yeah, and so somehow it helped us to lock in our age because my mother and my father and my siblings all look younger than our actual ages. And my son was born with perfect skin, absolutely perfect skin, no allergies whatsoever, super healthy and strong because I was drinking about this much per day. Like this is probably about 60 to 90 mil of that per day. Now you only need to take 30 mil per day, but I
Yes.
increased the dosage during my pregnancy, and I guess it worked. Unfortunately, I somehow thought that maybe it was waning in efficacy over time. So by the time I was pregnant with my daughter, I had stopped taking Entra, and I really should have continued. My poor daughter was born with over 50 allergies to everything that had protein, including fruits that have protein, such as berries, and peas and beans. So I noticed that she was always itchy. She was always scratching and itchy. And by the time she was 7 months old, she had terrible rashes from the heat or from anything. And my friends told me to cut out dairy as an experiment to see if my daughter's skin condition would improve. And it did. So I documented over 50 items where my daughter had shown reaction to. And I also took her to an allergy test by referred by a family doctor. And they determined that she was mildly allergic to nuts, tree nuts, and she was allergic to dairy for sure, and milk, cow's milk.
Yes.
And but they didn't want to test too many items because she was a wee baby and she already had so many reasons to be itchy, and they didn't want to test too much on her skin on her back to make her more itchy. So they tested a few key things and found she was allergic to all of them. Thankfully, not to peanuts. Thankfully.
That's interesting.
Yeah, not to peanuts, but to a little bit to tree nuts, but not much. Peanuts is not a tree nut. You see, it's a ground nut. So it's underground, it's a root. So anyway, my mother, by the time my daughter was 7 months old, my mother just said, that's it. Just feed her the Intra straight to her, not through your breast milk, not through you and through your breast milk, because that's kind of the secondhand feeding. Just feed it straight to your daughter. She's 7 months, she's old enough to take it. So I decided, because I was so desperate for a solution and my poor daughter was her skin was in really terrible shape, even with the use of hydrochloric, whatever you call that, those creams, which are actually not good for you. So I did feed my daughter 1 teaspoon of intra per day. And if I
That's,
fed
yeah,
her a
five
little bit,
milliliters, right? That's
yes,
one
yes,
teaspoon's
and
5 milliliters. Yes.
yes. And that was all that my daughter could take before running a fever. If I fed her even a little bit more than that, like a second teaspoon, she would run a high fever. And so I stuck with 1 teaspoon per day. After 7 days, her skin was 90% better. It
That's
was a
pretty quick.
miracle. Yes, it was a miracle because before that, she had broke out in terrible heat rash all over her face. She was just looking absolutely um, dreadful. And I was really scared, thinking, how is she going to look like when she grows older? And how
Mhm.
she can go out and face people when her skin was in such bad condition and she scratched all the time, to the point of bleeding. And
Wow, that's pretty itchy.
she was
Yeah.
not able to control herself. So no matter how short I trimmed her nails, she would scratch like crazy and have, bleeding wounds everywhere. So I had to tie up her hands, but she would manage to squeeze her arms out of the baby blanket that I used to tie up her hands away from her. So because she would squeeze her arms out just to scratch, she had bloody, torn up skin on her elbows from squeezing herself out of the baby blanket. So that was not a good solution. So thankfully, with the intra, after 7 days of 1 teaspoon directly to her mouth, she was 90% better. So I just continued to feed her more. And by the time she was 2, she outgrew. I also supplemented with other supplements such as cactus juice with vitamin C and something else,
Yeah.
from a different brand from Market America. And so with those, in addition to the intra, by the time she reached 2 years old, she outgrew 45 of those 50 plus allergenic foods.
Yes, and that's really important. I'm glad.
Awesome.
Yeah, you're sharing this because many parents believe, oh, they have this now, they'll have this for the rest of their life, and there's nothing we can do. No, there are options that are out there that can help to balance out these allergic reactions as well,
Yeah.
because allergic reaction generally is an overstimulated immune system. Believing that something is benign is actually attacking and it needs to activate. So it's overactive. So it sounds like these amazing products that you're sharing with us not only helped you, I'm glad you mentioned that you gave it to her at such a young age as well, but you were very aware of the dosage, which is
Yeah.
really important. So this is really amazing news, both from the mother, but also for the child as well. So again, nutrition plays a direct role in quality of life, indirectly before pregnancy, but especially afterwards with your daughter as well. So we just wanted to today on this episode touch upon nutrition and supplements, certain supplements as a means to being proactive in creating the highest possible quality of life, both for you as a mother, but also your child. Let it be the unborn child that's in your stomach or the one that you just gave birth to as well. So Santha, we really appreciate your insights and your pregnancy experiences. Both of them are very fascinating. And the more the world knows and learns about these possibilities of the higher quality of pregnancy, the pain-free pregnancy, postpartum, prepartum, and how you just enjoy the process from beginning to end, this is what's possible for most. And we look forward to sharing this more with more women. So anybody who, if you love these podcast episodes, please subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment if you can, and please share this because, again, the more women that learn about this, this world is going to change for the better. Absolutely 100%. So thanks again for tuning into episode 6 of the Hypnorth Natural Birthing Podcast. My name is James T. Griffin.
And my name is Santha Lei.
Thanks again for tuning in. Create yourself a beautiful day, and we look forward to seeing you at episode 7.